News.
The United Auto Workers Union is praising President Trump for taking, quote, aggressive action to end free trade, saying that these tariffs could boost domestic manufacturing. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick signaled that there is a path for Trump to meet Canada and Mexico in the middle on the tariffs. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
There's a new report that finds more than half of New Yorkers are reporting an increase in debt due to the rising cost of food. We know how expensive it is. We're not just talking about eggs here, but everything
goes to Washington. Coming up on Eyewitness News Mornings, just a few.
Hey, New York, turn this off. Turn this on. Get traffic and transit alerts to plan your commute. Wake up with Heather O'Rourke.
We do have an accident you can see.
And start your day early. Tomorrow, starting at 4:30 a.m. on Channel 7 Eyewitness News This Morning. From New York's #1 news with Charlene, Mike, and Sam, Eyewitness News Mornings at 10 continues.
Welcome back, everybody, to Eyewitness News Mornings at 10. Nice little glimpse into our studio. Isn't that a cool shot?
It is a cool shot.
Yeah, I love it.
It's inside, which is going to be key this afternoon.
Yes.
Because the rain is on the way, right?
Yes. Because once the real event gets here, it could be quite the mess, and the timing isn't great either because the heaviest rain will fall during your evening commute, but right now, tomorrow morning.
Okay, so we'll check back in on that. Happening right now, we have a lot more to share with you about what Mayor Adams has been saying as he testifies on Capitol Hill.
He is telling members of Congress how sanctuary cities are handling the migrant crisis.
Right now, the mayor's testimony comes as the Trump administration continues a crackdown on undocumented migrants. Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate's been following this. He's at City Hall. So, Phil, what is the mayor telling lawmakers? About that. This morning we have this unique look at a unique program that helps young women transform their lives and get more confidence. And it does it through figure skating. The program has been changing lives for decades. With how this figure skating in Harlem is changing everything for so many people, here's Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon.
I love learning new routines. I think it's really fun.
So much discipline goes into learning each routine, but it is fun, and the resulting joy and feeling of empowerment are what have kept figure skating in Harlem steadily growing for 28 years, supported by donors and sponsors.
I started with a handful of girls with some used skates in 1997, and since then we have over 1,500 alumni.
The program's director of student engagement among them.
It's an all-girls program, so we build a culture of sisterhood. They come from the Harlem community.
I've seen so many different skaters come through, and we've all become so close, no matter what year they join.
170 girls are in figure skating in Harlem now, which, not surprisingly, has a wait list. They're mostly middle and high school students, and they are students first and foremost. They can't practice these exhilarating routines until they've done their homework, and they have to maintain a B or higher average in school. But they've got a whole team to help them.
We have more than 60 people who work for figure skating in Harlem: tutors, teachers, social workers, counselors, coaches.
A new docu-series all about them made them even more aware of just how limitless the possibilities. If only they had their own space.
Ice time, like so many things in Manhattan, is at a premium. This rink in Riverbank State Park is only available to the girls for a few hours a week, and it's seasonal. It's gone at the end of March.
So our dream is to have the first ever skating education and wellness center right here in Harlem, indoor, 24/7, 365.
And so the search is on for that permanent home, so they don't have to keep shuttling between rinks and can make the most of the formative years for the program's young women who all go on to college.
It's going to increase the amount of girls that we can serve in the community. It's going to increase the time that they have to learn on the skates, hopefully to build that future in the future.
In Harlem, Sonia Rincon, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
The fact that a little city kid has an opportunity to do something that many of us did not have a chance to do is such a big deal. Great job, Sonia. I love that story.
No, it's inspiring.
Yeah,
so many
really.
levels. I can't even stand up on skates on the ice.
I was obsessed with the Winter Olympics. And Christy Yamaguchi,
Yeah.
like all the ladies from back then. Nancy Kerrigan, amazing.
It's great to see that.
Yeah. Up next, there may be scientific proof that swearing, yes, swearing could actually be good for your health. I know, you're skeptical on this. We promise that we are keeping things PG, but we are going to tell you why it helps.
That's coming up.
It's a fun story.
Also, we're going to talk about the celebration of life for legendary singer Roberta Well, the legacy left behind, plus her family sending us a letter to
Eyewitness Roberta Flack has been scheduled for next week right here in New York City. Flack, known for her.
Also learned that Roberta Flack is a big fan of Eyewitness News. Her sister Renee sent a note to Bill Ritter, and he shared it on Eyewitness News at 5 yesterday evening.
This weekend, out of nowhere, sends me a note saying she was a big fan of yours and ABC's. When we lived in the Dakota, we would pass the window that your station's at with the live broadcast. So just like a lot of people and anybody else. I want to thank you and your colleagues for such lovely tributes to Roberta Flack.
It was so wonderful. She also said, tell Sam Champion that she thought he was hot.
Okay. There you go. I will. Renee, I will tell him. I will tell him.
I wish Sam was here today to hear this.
I love what Robin said this morning when we did the story. She was just saying you never know the impact and who you are impacting in this role. And of course, Bill would receive a note like that, right? Rock star himself, which is very cool.
It is super cool. When you think about the impact she leaves behind, Roberta Flack, with all the great, not just music, but just the poise and the stature to perform the way she did it.
As a whole,
Absolutely. It was really, really awesome to see. Anyway, it's a great moment. So let's talk about this AccuWeather, because I think if you're heading out, you think, okay, a little damp this morning.
From work, maybe very different from what it was like when they came into work.
It's not going to stay like this all day, so don't get too comfortable, because as you head back home from work, it gets pretty dicey. Coming up quickly, it's at 52 in Central Park. Winds out of the south near 7 miles per hour. Temperatures climbing in the 50s all around the tri-state. Bridgeport, you're still in the upper 40s, but Islip 51, just shy of 60 in Somerville, and 55 in Toms River. Winds are getting stronger too, as expected, now gusting up to 29 to 35 miles per hour, and winds will continue to intensify throughout the early evening hours, gusting up to 40 to 50. Wind speeds do finally relax late tonight through early tomorrow morning, but it turns blustery for the second half of today. There's prompting a wind advisory for Ocean County from noon until 6 p.m. Sustained winds 20 to 30, gusting near 40 to 50, but just expect similar conditions all around the tri-state. On satellite and radar, there's not a lot of activity closer to home, just watching a few sprinkles, and there's a little drizzle, so it's damp. But there is more on the way. There's a line of heavier rainfall just west of us, all near this cold front in the area of low pressure. This weather system has been making headlines all week, bringing snow and severe weather from the Great Lakes as far south as Florida. There's even a severe thunderstorm watch for North and South Carolina. On Futurecast for us from now until around 1 to 2 p.m., we'll continue to see a few spotty, very light showers. But the main events that arise between 4 to 7, pushing through between 8 to 9 p.m., round up downpours, even a few gusty thunderstorms. The heaviest activity starts to move offshore overnight, and then early tomorrow morning, there's a chance for a lingering sprinkle for the early part of your Thursday morning commute, but for the rest of Thursday, drier air winds out, and we'll see periods of sunshine and clouds. Now, there's going to be a lot of energy with the system, especially higher up in the atmosphere, and that milder air at the surface that could support an isolated strong to severe storm. So there's a marginal risk, level 1 out of 5, for severe weather that includes most of New Jersey and the southern half of Pike County. The main threat will be damaging winds as well as downpours. Once all is said and done, rainfall totals could range between a half an inch to an inch and a half. So we really don't need the flooding, but the rain is needed because that will continue to improve our moderate to severe drought across the area. Temperatures will continue to hold steady in the 50s. We'll dodge a few light showers and sprinkles, especially north and west, until afternoon and evening heavier rain gets in, and that could lead to ponding on roads and localized flooding. Tonight dropping to 50, a stormy evening on tap, gusty downpours continue, and then late tonight through early tomorrow morning, that's when things begin to clear. Tomorrow, periods of sunshine and clouds, a high of 55, and winds get stronger again the second half of Thursday, sustained out of the west, ranging from 12 to 25, gusting near 30 miles per hour. So for the rest of the 7-day forecast, temperatures start to dip down into the mid to upper 40s Friday and Saturday, and it turns pretty chilly the second half of the weekend, a little bit closer to normal, 44 on Sunday and Monday, but the 50s are back on Tuesday, and we can see similar temperatures Wednesday through Thursday of next week.
Okay, now to this scientific study that could help you out in the event that you're feeling a bit of pain.
Ow! Son of a nuts!
That we cannot say here on Mornings at 10, fly, because apparently swearing is somehow linked to an increased pain tolerance.
If ever you see a clip from Elf, just know it's from him.
I love that
But it's
movie.
always perfect, though, because that really told the story. Using some of these G-rated swear words like you just heard, also fudge, one of them, that's a popular one, sugar. What about you? Like, do you know of any other ones, or you just use the actual words? Just don't have a benefit, y'all. The fake ones don't have the benefit. So let's get into the science of the latest study, shall we, researchers?
Of your toe, or really need to hit that next set at the gym, try using some 4-letter words to get you through it. And right now, researchers are also looking to see if when you swear silently in your head, if it has the same benefits. Because, you know, if you work a job like this,
Right, you really can't.
You know.
Outwardly say. So, you know, that time when I told you I got in trouble with my 5-year-old teacher because of what she said in school. Yeah. So now I can bring her this scientific study. Say, hey.
But you can blame it on Jesse, right?
You always blame it on the spouse. Mike knows.
I mean, I've heard a lot of things come out of our kids' mouths. And it's one of those where you kind of have to calibrate your response. Interesting stuff scientifically, though. There's science behind it.
Okay.
Brittany. Coming up, a big surprise for a group of fishermen when a dolphin took a nosedive right onto their boat. Was it just an accident? We'll have a look at exactly what happened. Still ahead.
And that same system, it is what's heading our way in a couple hours, right?
Yes, we're getting a piece of that, but thankfully nothing as bad as what they had to deal with in the southeast. But it could get a little dicey for your evening commute. We're talking about downpours, the potential for flooding, even a few gusty thunderstorms producing winds as high as 40 to 50 miles per hour. So I want to show a tornado watch out for portions of Virginia, North and South Carolina. We're caught basically right in the middle of that along the northern tier of that warmer surge of air. On radar, showing a few light showers now pushing into northwest New Jersey, the Poconos, and the Catskills, and more of this rain will slowly spread to the east throughout the rest of this afternoon. It's just cloudy and damp, still watching some patchy drizzle too. It's 53 in Central Park. We are warming up very quickly. Winds out of the south sustained near 8 miles per hour in the city. So now we're bumping up the forecast to 56. That is 10 degrees above our average level of 46. The record 72 set in 1880 and sunset at 5:52. Check out these numbers, the 50s and the 60s. 61 in Morristown. Late afternoon and evening downpours and heavy thunderstorms. Winds gusting up to 40 to 50 miles per hour. Still very active early this evening, but things start to...
I don't have to tell you this. There's times at the end of March can be a blast of winter. You know that,
I don't
right?
want to think about it. Just ignore it.
I'm with you on this.
That's not your job.
That's
right.
true.
Thanks. Still to come here on Eyewitness News at noon, the death
Died a year later after colliding with a building. Tests showed he had eaten rat laced with poison, but before his demise,
for defamation, prosecutors say he falsely accused the women of tampering with the 2020 presidential vote.
Well, switching gears, let's talk about the weather for tonight. What time is it going to get really bad?
Between 4 to 7 to 8 p.m., so that's when the heaviest stuff gets in. But even from now until early this afternoon, we'll still have to watch out for just a few sprinkles and light showers. But once again, that main event arrives.
Look at that. It's like bookends, 56 to 56. I see what you did there. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Brittany.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at noon, Cher is used to people
Wednesday into Thursday.
All right, thanks for the heads up. I have my rain gear for today, so because of you. Thank you. That's going to do it for this edition of Eyewitness News. I'm David Navarro.
I'm Sandra Bookman. For Brittany and the entire Eyewitness News team, thanks for watching. Make sure you're back this afternoon for Eyewitness News first at 4. And, of course, we are always on at ABC 7 NY.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 8 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings.